EA Sports coverage of the NFL takes us to the Valley of the Sun at State Farm Stadium here in Glendale. Nothing like the fanfare of introductions to an NFL game, and that was in evidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it. This crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up between the Seattle Seahawks and the Arizona Cardinals. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. On the ground, this is Rashad Penny, and he'll be brought down. Oh, that's a face mask. Certainly looked like it. Indeed, here come the flags. And now it's 1st and 10. A big mistake, especially when you factor in the personal foul yardage. Now Bernard. And a good pickup there. He gets about 6 up to midfield. The game's first play produces 6 yards. Brings up 2nd down.
All right, Brandon, I know we're in the early going here, but those kind of runs, they're going to open up a world of opportunities for this offense going forward.
They keep it on the ground. This time it's Penny. He'll be taken down at the 48 for a pickup of 2 yards. Good job there keeping him to a short gain. Of course, he's coming off a really terrific performance, reigning NFC Defensive Player of the Week.
And I know people get caught up in, well, if you're the reigning Defensive Player of the Week, you must have made a bunch of spectacular plays. Like you mixed in a few of those, but most of the plays are just like we saw there. Keep them to short gains, make the fundamental tackle.
He is going nowhere as he is enveloped behind the line. Call it no gain that time, and they're going to be left looking up at a 4th and 1. They'll run. This is Bernard. And he will have a 1st down here at about the 40. And the drive stays in motion with a nice 8-yard pickup on 4th.
Well, that's what's called being aggressive right there. But I don't know that it's reckless. I think it's much more of a message, hey, defense, I believe in you in case we don't get it. And offense, trying to let them know he believes in them as well.
I like it. Your first drive of the game in plus territory, be aggressive. The 4th down run successful. Now they look to pay it off on 1st down. Now they'll throw it with Wilson. Pressure comes, and Wilson's going to go down. Chandler Jones, he's the culprit, and that is now his 13th sack of the season as his great year continues. Throwing on 2nd and long. Wilson. And they take possession of the football and have it at the 36-yard line. Really nice pick there for the reigning NFC Defensive Player of the Week. And a good story on that, he said he didn't even know he won the award. His buddy had to call him. He saw it on television and said, hey, congratulations. How about that?
And I'll bet you his buddy said, well, since you didn't know, I'll just go ahead and claim the award, right? And everything that goes along with it. But the reason he won the award the previous week and what we just saw there, instincts, understanding where the play is going and being able to make a play on the football.
Check nickel, nickel, nickel.
After the turnover, here's Murray. He's got a 1st down and then some at midfield. And finally brought down right at the midfield stripe. That goes for 14 yards, 1st down Cardinals. Here's Murray from midfield. And he rifles one incomplete. Christian Kirk, the man he was looking for, but it's going to be 2nd down. Before the game, they were running the route tree about as efficiently and effectively as we could have possibly imagined, but sometimes the passes just go awry.
Yeah, let's face it. When you're running the route tree in pregame, you don't have defenders breathing down your neck. You don't have defensive backs making plays on the football. Hard to replicate the intensity of the game in pregame.
yards the pickup there.
This is one of those plays that has an equal chance of either being a big gain or a big loss, but with the college influence, we're seeing more of these plays come into the NFL.
Murray's going to keep this himself on the RPO. This thrown quickly out to Jones. A good pickup there, 26 yards.
And let's face it, that what we just saw there, not a surprise, is it? I mean, this is what he does well. And if you don't tackle him as soon as he catches the ball, this is the end result. Big yardage after it.
Got the speed, the agility, so good with run after catch. And we're only in the first quarter, so they better get a wrangle and a hold on that quickly.
Yeah, you're exactly right. And what's really difficult to try and defend him is if you want to press him so that you get him on the ground quickly after the catch, a lot of times he'll just run past you at the initial point of contact, and he'll go deep.
They'll run it with Johnson. Hammering for the goal line. He loses the football. And the Seahawks have picked it up. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
We can come up with a lot of different explanations here. None of them are going to work. At the 1 yard line and coughing it up, no way.
You got to protect that thing like it's your firstborn.
Your firstborn, your secondborn,
your 10th born.
It doesn't matter. Take care of the football. You're in a position to go in and score. At worst, you've given up a chance to get 3 points.
The drive starts with a handoff to Bernard. And he's going to take this up past the 10 to about the 11. Chandler Jones, a former All-Pro, in on the tackle.
Partner, I think from our experience together, we have learned that most offensive coordinators are going to tell you, if I'm going to run the football on first down, I've got to get at least 4 yards. They got 5 here. They've got to feel pretty good about that one.
On second down, here's Penny. And brought down, but not before they're able to get it up to the 25. Give them 14 on that one and a first down. That's his longest run of the first quarter. And, Charles, we talked before the game about them needing to establish the run game. They'll be looking for more of that.
And they got to the perimeter. So that tells me that that's part of the game plan of what they want to get done today. So they'll have some complimentary runs where he'll run it to the inside. But it appears that when they want the big yardage, they think they can get to the outside and make it happen.
Well, we looked at each other right away. We knew that flag was coming out.
And I always enjoy the conversation post because officials always tell you, I don't want to throw the flag, but you caused the play. You did it. I had to.
Breaks the tackle. Now an alley. And he is in for the Seattle touchdown. Giovanni Bernard. His 3rd touchdown now on the year as his guys are able to strike first here in this opening quarter. Myers connects on the PAT, and it's now a 7-0 game. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. This fielded at the 2. And he'll bring it a few past the 20 to the 23-yard line. Ready to go with their next drive, and at the line, the Cardinal offense. And it's only November, but the playoffs, we know how it works. They'll be here before you know it. If it ended today, they would be the #1 seed.
And that's a great spot to be in, but I love the phrase, if it ended today. And I'll guarantee you, that's what they've discussed in their locker room, in their meeting rooms. Yeah, we know where we'd be if it ended today, but we also know it's not ending today.
Right.
So they've got to continue to play the type of ball that put them in the spot where they're #1 in their conference.
Once again, they'll go from the 23-yard line on 2nd and 10. Back to the air on 2nd down, it's Murray. This complete to Jones. They'll get 9 there as that sets them up better for third down. Came up a little short on the last pass play. They did get 9 yards out of it, leaving him with his 3rd and 1. David Johnson on his way. 30, 10, touchdown, Cardinals. David Johnson, his 5th touchdown now on the year, as his guys are on the board here in this first quarter. Well, they were just hoping that run would pick up the first. They got the whole enchilada.
And I'm so used to teams on third down, doesn't matter how far they need for a first down, throwing the ball. Instead, they run it, and as you said, picked up the first down, and then some, and then some. In fact, everything, all the way for a touchdown. Terrific play.
So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. And still a lot of football to be played in this season. We're only in November. A lot can happen between now and January. But if it ended today, they would just be on. Giovanni Bernard, nothing but green grass. 20, 10, and he will score. Touchdown, Seattle. Giovanni Bernard with his 2nd touchdown of the game, 4th of the year. And the Seahawks have taken the lead. Extra point up and through by Myers. And that makes the score 14-7. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. This fielded at the 2. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line.
Let's go, let's go.
At their own 22-yard line.
And this should be the final play before the quarter ends. And he's going to be brought down on what will be the final play of this first quarter. Through one quarter, 14-7 our score. Covered beautifully. Their defenders stayed home, and they'll stop him behind the line. That'll be a loss of a yard, and it leads to a third down.
Loss of a yard on the play. Brings up 3rd and 7.
Switch. Hey.
Throwing is Murray on 3rd down. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off at the 36. Andy Isabella was the intended target.
Well, that's a drive killer right there. Not a really confident throw either. This one was kind of up for grabs, and it's going to come down the hands of the wrong team.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Now a give right side. Bernard. And some room to maneuver. And all the way in. Touchdown, Seattle. Giovanni Bernard on his way to a monster game. 3 first-half touchdowns. And the Seahawks are able to stretch that lead out a bit further. Myers connects on the PAT, and it's now 21-7. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. Arizona's offense at the line, ready to get their drive started. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack him here. Now a throw right side taken in here to start this drive. And he'll be out of bounds right at the 40. 15 yards that time, and the Cardinals move the chains. So quickly all the way up at the 40-yard line. Murray's going to keep this himself on the RPO. Jones has it. And this play will be blown up. He'll lose yardage back at the 38. On 2nd and 12, Murray. And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's 3rd down.
I know at times people think we use it too often, but you've got to be able to throw guys open. And when you read zone, you've got to stick it in there before your receiver gets to the next guy in the zone. Otherwise, you bring him into the play.
And that's precisely what allowed that defense to disrupt the pass. Throwing now is Murray. The ball popped in the air and intercepted. Picked off at the 45. And his crew will take over at their own 45-yard line. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. They are clicking on all cylinders. They seem to be just scoring at will right now, and that's why they've opened up this big lead.
Now, we always talk about getting into the zone, and all athletes are seeking that, aren't they? Where everything is working for them, every move they make works, it clicks, and they are on point right now.
Yeah, they are in that zone that you're talking about. So now they have to contend with 2nd and 13 after the first down run goes backwards.
Check 3. Hey, 0-0-0. 23 to Mike, boy, 43. Spot that. 43. Take me up. Here we go.
From the gun, it's Wilson. He'll find Metcalf. The reception good for 7. It's 3rd down.
Zero.
On 3rd down, Wilson going for Metcalf on the deep ball. And that'll be incomplete. Well, they took their shot all right, but it comes up empty, and it's 4th down.
Not only was the call spot on, how about the execution of that defense right there? Zone was absolutely locked up tight. He was trying to force it in there on 3rd down.
But if there's a time to force it, he felt like he needed to make a play, right?
Yeah, exactly right. 3rd down, you got to try and find something. There's nothing available there for him.
Ready to go with their next drive, and at the line, the Cardinal offense. And they've sort of lost their way, partner. How do they recalibrate and get this proverbial train back on track?
Well, this is where leadership really comes into play. How's the head coach handling it? The offensive coordinator.
He's got a man complete. And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down. That one goes for 30 yards. To throw, it's Murray. Obviously, they're not where they want to be right. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Jaron Reed muscles his way in for the sack. So now 20 yards to go on 2nd down after the sack. Work to be done. Murray's throw on target to Christian Kirk. That one good for 17 as they're set up better now for 3rd down. In need of a conversion on 3rd down. They had the big play to start the drive. Not much sense.
Check. Check out.
Murray going to try to throw on third down. This is Johnson. He's got it. And they will finally catch him, but not before he reaches the 8-yard line. They're able to convert on third down, and that sets up a first and goal.
First and goal at the 8-yard line.
Two big plays in succession. Not sure this D knows what hit him, but now they got to get ready. It's first and goal. And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. Coming up in a couple of minutes, we'll get you to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. The coach will have stats and scores from earlier today in the NFL.
54's Mike. 54's Mike. Check, check. 1, 2. Check, check, check. Oh, echo. Check. Slam, slam, slam. Right there. 54. Right there. Right there. 54.
Shotgun now for Murray. Roberts got it. And here he'll get it down to the 7. Only a yard in the completion. It's second and goal. The line of scrimmage, the 7 now on second and goal. Murray's going to keep this himself on the RPO. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Arizona. Andy Isabella with touchdown number 8 on the year, as his guys are back within a single score. Bryant's extra point up and good. And they're back within a touchdown at 21-14. And after the touchdown, here's Bryant now to kick it away. This is taken at his 4. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get it up to the 29-yard line.
At their own 29-yard line.
Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. And they're coming off a 3-and-out, my friend.
I think they've got to look at that play sheet and go to a spot that they haven't gone before. Time to shake things up a little bit to try and get this offense moving.
Okay, so how do you do that? How do you shake things up?
You look at what you've called before, realize it hasn't worked
Go to
so
something
well,
else.
and maybe you try and find one of those special plays from one of your better players, and maybe try and hit something big and get things going in the excitement area.
Here we go, here we go. Hey, switch to let's go double count right here, double count. Good, good.
Penny, a first down carry. Looking for a seam, but finding none. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it. Now the Seahawks going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over a minute to go before halftime. On second down now, Bernard. And now off to the races down the right side. And all the way in, touchdown Seattle. Giovanni Bernard on his way to a historic performance, 4 first-half touchdowns. Here the Seahawks are able to stretch that lead out a bit further. Extra point up and through by Myers. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. Arizona's offense at the line, ready to get their drive started. Well, look at the clock here. You're inside of a minute. First half hasn't gone that well for you. How are you going to play this drive?
Well, I've been told by my coaches previously that the intelligent approach, go ahead and run out the clock and start over. Don't make any more mistakes. But there's also something to understanding that you get this last drive here. You get the ball to start the second half. Try and go 2 for 1 here. Get some points now and come out of the locker room and get more points again and get your momentum really built up.
The Cardinals going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half. Murray now closing in on a 200-yard first half through the air. It's 1st and 10. First down, Murray. And the tip there altered the ball flight, and it falls incomplete. It'll be second down.
It's always a battle. Who's going to win on first down, the offense or the defense? Let's face it, if you've got the ball, 4 yards or more on first down is what you're aiming for. They tried to throw for it there. Nice effort to knock that one away and bring up second down.
Murray again, 2nd and 10. Complete to Jones. And he's going to be out of bounds right at midfield. Give him 14 on that one and a first down. And with that completion, he's now north of 200 yards here in the first half. Boy, a tough start for the secondary defensively.
It is, and it's got to put a dent in their confidence. And, you know, you always want to keep that up and feel like you can always bounce back after plays. But with the kind of numbers he's putting up here, it's starting to wear on them a little bit, I think. So they're looking at each other and trying to figure out what defense will work and how can they play better without getting beat deep for big passes.
From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. And they'll work this down to the 40-yard line, tackled there. Now the Cards going to call another timeout, their second, as they get it right at the 32nd mark of this first half.
First and 10 at the 40-yard line.
Hatchet. Max box. Right.
Throwing on first down is Murray. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up second down. Well, the incompletion, yes, but maybe here not the worst thing in the world?
No, not on 1st and 10. It actually gives them a chance to regroup, relax just a little bit. They huddle up, talk it over. Then they get a chance to continue their drive.
Looking for a cutback lane, but nothing there as he's met at the line of scrimmage. The Cardinals forced to burn their third and final timeout as the clock will stop with 20 seconds to go in the first half.
Line 54. Guys, it's game situation. Let's go. Bang.
On third down, Murray. He lets this one fly toward the back of the end. And this is going to be intercepted. Trey Flowers picks it. And his guys have got it back at the closing stages of the first half. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. Time here for likely a couple plays if they want it, but with the field position what it is, maybe better suited to just sit on this one. A big seam, and he might go all the way. Past the 20. And he is in for the Seattle touchdown. Giovanni Bernard. In the final seconds of the first half, and the Seahawks are able to stretch that lead out a bit further. One play, 80 yards. Pretty easy drive to recap.
It certainly is, but not so easy to execute. Starting on your own 20, you want something to kickstart your drive and get it off to a nice start. They went for the whole thing and got it. That's a great way to send a message to the opposing team.
Let's go, boys. Bring it up.
At their own 25-yard line.
Trying to get one more in here before the quarter breaks.
Gotta do better. Come on, QB, come on. Shift. Get it roll. West. Check 24. Under 10. 10.
A final shot before half for Murray. That ball complete to Isabella. And he's going to be ripped down by the face mask at the end of this, and that's going to add 15 more onto the end of this thing.
Matt Bryant on for the field goal. A 46-yard.
And this is right down the middle as he puts it through. And that will do it for this first half. So we reach halftime in what's been a fairly one-sided game so far. As we send you on out to our studios in Orlando, here's Jonathan Coachman at REA Sports Halftime Report. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. Ready to go with their next drive, and at the line, the Cardinal offense. They have the ball here for the inaugural drive of the second half. Pretty big deficit, though. We'll see what adjustments were made in that locker room.
And I never want to make something more important than it actually is, right? I don't want to create more hype than what is there. But this is This is a really important drive. And we often talk about teams scripting plays to start a game. A lot of them script to start the second half, too. And they're scripting something that they expect to get them into the end zone and back into this game.
We'll see if that script is a good one for them. Murray now on first down. This one caught by Isabella. And he gets this to the other side of midfield across the 45 before going out. It'll be an Arizona first down on a gain of 17. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. From the gun, a run for Johnson. And he's able to carve out about 6 there, down to the 37.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice, solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
Johnson. And he's going to get this inside the 30. 11 yards there, first down. Now on the heels of that run by Johnson, here's another 1st and 10.
Watch the twist, watch the twist. Check, crunch, crunch, crunch.
Murray now on first down. And the catch made by Johnson. No gain, and it's second down.
Well, that was a simple throw and catch, but even with that completion, 0 yards gained, so they're behind schedule on down and distance.
I think they were hoping to get it to him. He can make a man or two miss, but that window closed quickly. Throwing again on second down. Murray. And he's going to go down here. A sack. They push him back to the 34.
Well, no, it takes a start to have a good drive. Quite like a big loss on a sack, does it?
No, now they're looking at a 3rd and long, and suddenly the momentum shifted to the other side of the football.
And old Mo is a very, very fickle man. Caught
by Jones. And they'll get him down about 3 yards short of the first. They get 15, but they still needed a little bit more. 4th down.
Switch.
4th down.
Murray's going to keep this himself on the RPO. He completes it to Jones. But he will not get away. He stops short of the marker. Well, certainly not the way that they were hoping that possession would end, failing to convert on 4th.
And now they've got to make sure that they keep their poise, they keep their confidence. Just because it didn't work once doesn't mean if they get that same situation later that they shouldn't go for it again. The defense feels great, but the offense, they can't be despondent.
That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be second down.
I like the strategy. Extra tight ends, extra beef. They want to run the football, but that means they probably want to run it inside. If you get strung out on the perimeter, you're in peril.
Yeah, we saw the result, negative yardage. Wilson leaves this one with Penny, and he'll be taken down at the 20 after a gain of just 1.
Tough first half for him, unable to put up the numbers he's used to producing. But with a guy like him, you and I both know it just takes a couple of explosive touches for him to make an impact on this game and on the stat sheet as well.
Clear.
They're not ready for this, man. They're not ready for this. They still playing soft.
Alert.
Now Wilson to throw on 3rd down. And he's got Lockett. And he's taken down but able to slip across the 35. That'll pick up the first down for Seattle on a gain of 18. Out of the gun, here's Wilson. This one into the hands of Metcalf. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. The catch and run going to wind up netting him 33 yards. They'll throw on first down with Wilson. And he's going to be taken down. Pressure gets there back at the 39-yard line. Chandler Jones in there to get him. Sack number 14 for him on the year. And the job becomes twice as difficult now. After the sack, it's 2nd and 20. Now a give, right side. Bernard. And he's going to be taken down here with a penalty flag on the field. So a decent gain, but all for naught on the penalty.
It's too bad, isn't it? They were feeling pretty good about it. The only people celebrating, the guys who just gave up that play.
On second down, Bernard. Give him 2 on the run. They need a lot more than that coming up here on third down.
They're in a pretty good spot right now with a convincing lead. I think this is where they put on the boxing gloves, start to try and pound them into submission.
And the offensive line, they've controlled this game. I don't see why that trend would change now. And now, is it 4th down? No, it's 3rd down. And the field goal unit is out onto the field. This to equal Matt Prater's record. It's a 64-yard attempt. And this is good. He got just enough to clear the crossbar as he drops it in from long distance. Welcome back to the desert. We're in Glendale, where the 4th quarter will begin with a kickoff following the score on the final play of the 3rd quarter. This will be taken in at the 1. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line. Arizona's offense at the line, ready to get their drive started. On 1st and 10, here's Murray. And for the 4th time tonight, it's an interception. William Jackson with a pick. And he's going to score. It's a Seahawk touchdown. And that one will pretty much erase any hopes of a 4th quarter comeback.
With emphasis, interception, return for touchdown. Door closed, locked, reinforced.
Myers connects on the PAT, and the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick 6, and now the kick is away. This fielded at the 2. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line.
At their own 25-yard line.
Ready to go with their next drive, and at the line, the Cardinal offense. Murray trying again after the pick 6. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. So that complicates things a bit here. 18 yards to go now on 2nd down. Now Murray. That's going to be caught by Kirk. And he'll go down just shy of the 25 at the 24-yard line. The reception good for 7. It's 3rd down.
Brings up 3rd and 11.
Throwing is Murray on 3rd down. Able to find Isabella. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. It'll be an Arizona 1st down on a gain of 17. Murray's going to keep this himself on the RPO. This thrown quickly out to Jones. That sends him 2 yards in the wrong direction and leads to 2nd down.
Brings up 2nd and 12 at the 39-yard line.
Room to run past midfield. It's a pickup of 12, and that'll set up a 3rd down.
Well, that play looks familiar because we saw them working on it in practice this week. And for a lineman trying to block on this play, they love when they get the defense moving in one direction. And when they try and change directions, it's a lot easier to pick them up and ward them off.
The Cardinals on third down, 3 for 7 so far in this game. They're up against a 3rd-and-1 situation. They'll try and run for it. Here's Johnson. He's not going to get there. That won't even be close. It was blown up in the backfield. That'll back him up 2 yards and also bring up 4th. Murray and company going for it on 4th. It's caught. Jones. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. That goes for 14 yards, 1st down Cardinals. Here's Murray. And that'll be incomplete. They were looking for Johnson that time. And it's 2nd down. They work again from the 38 on 2nd and 10.
We got to step it up.
Back to the air on 2nd down. It's Murray. Screen play. Johnson. And he'll go out of bounds inside the 15-yard line. A 1st down there on a pickup of 25.
When you run a screen pass really well, you got to like the look of it because so many parts come together to make it work well. The offensive linemen, where they're faking people out, the back slipping out there, catching the football, then all of them going together as one unit downfield. A really nice pickup.
And hit behind the line. He lost the football. It's loose. And the Seahawks have picked it up.
All right, you've had to put up with me in this booth. I'm going to try and be simple this time and succinct. It simply has not been their night.
No, I think that fumble's kind of indicative of how this whole evening's gone, isn't it?
Without a doubt. I mean, they've tried, but nothing has ever really taken throughout the game. That's why they're down so big.
Watch the flag. 90 is a mic. And QB signal.
And he's able to get more than half of what they needed. That brings up a 3rd and 5.
So many play callers in the red zone worry about the negative effects of a play that they're about to call. But this guy, all he's worried about is gaining yardage and putting the ball in the hands of his playmakers.
The Cardinals on 3rd down. They've converted 3 times in 8 chances. This will be 3rd and 5. And boy, he is very close to a 1st down, but from where they're spotting that football, he's going to be a foot or so short. Call it a 4-yard pickup, but it leaves him a few inches short here on 4th down. Here we go with Johnson. And this will depend on the mark. I'm not sure he pushed the line forward. And indeed, he did not. They stop him. So that's the 2nd time this game they've given it up on 4th down. They're now 1 for 3 on 4th down conversion tries.
But they must feel good about what they're doing, right? They continue to go for it on 4th down. Give the defense a lot of credit, though. They've stopped them 2 out of 3 times. Usually, you have 4th down plays that you have dialed up and ready to go, and you think are going to be successful. Not so far in this game.
And he gets this up just shy of the 15. 12 yards there and a 1st down.
He's still rumbling, isn't he? Still looking fresh in this one despite the heavy workload. But you and I both know, well-conditioned, and he did tell us that he thrives on being at his peak late in ball games.
Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So it's Seahawk football as we march toward a conclusion. And they have just about put this one on ice as they've got it here, 1st and 10. They'll run it here with Bernard. And just no chance of turning the corner. He can only get back to the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 10 coming up. His carries tonight, they're getting up there, so maybe one of those every now and then is understandable.
I would agree with that. Understandable every now and then. Sometimes you come back and you fake it to him and go play action. But other times you say, okay, they got him on that one. We'll come back to him in another carry.
And now nothing but green ahead of him. And they are going to score again. Yet another touchdown as they just add to their totals. Well, I'm just not sure what more we can say about him after that one.
But we're certainly going to give it a try, aren't we? Because I believe we're watching greatness personified. It has not mattered all game long.